We wondered if. Now we know the answer is yes. Dak Prescott has signed a more than one-year deal with the Dallas Cowboys. In fact, it's a 4-year deal. $160 million, so $40 million a year. Could go up to $164. But basically, Dak and the Cowboys have decided that doing this franchise tag thing and staring each other down is not going to get it done. What does get it done is $40 million a year. All right, let's bring in CBS Sports senior NFL writer Jonathan Jones. All right, JJ, you sometimes look at a couple and you think who got the better end of the deal? Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott. Who got the better end of the deal here?
Well, the Dallas Cowboys have had Dak Prescott for cheap since he came into the league, and he has obviously outperformed that rookie contract, so they've enjoyed that for some time now. The fact that they have, when he is healthy, a top 5 or 6 quarterback in the NFL, in my opinion, means that they're never really going to lose in a deal. But all of those things said, Dak Prescott got exactly what he wanted with this deal. He wanted to get up to $40 million per year. He did that, and it appears right now, they are very early figures, but it appears that he would have eclipsed Deshaun Watson's deal, making him the second highest paid quarterback in the NFL in terms of average annual salary, just behind, of course, Patrick Mahomes. And so he has that. He also used his leverage to get a 4-year deal. The Cowboys wanted 5, and that's where the stalemate was for really the past year. But he said, listen, guys, I want another bite at the apple in terms of free agency because, of course, the salary cap no doubt is going to go up the next time he's able to cash in the NFL market. So he gets back into free agency in 4 years rather than 5 or 6 like the Dallas Cowboys wanted, and like they have done with many of their stars over the last couple years. And then finally, you talk about leverage. There's a no tag, no trade clause for Dak Prescott. That means that this whole franchise tag business that they were doing, this dance, that's for the birds. They're not doing it anymore. He can't get tagged at the end of this. And no trade clause. So again, I just mentioned Deshaun Watson. Look at how useful that no trade clause is for Deshaun Watson, where the Houston Texans can't just send Deshaun Watson wherever he wants to go. No, he has to, if he wants to leave, he has to say, here's where I want to go. Here is where I would be happy to go. And so Dak Prescott has that in his bag as well. Obviously, both sides hope that it will never come to that. But I would say in terms of the leverage that Dak Prescott had and utilized, this has come out to be a fantastic deal for the quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, what is the ripple effect that makes it easy for me to understand and sort of bat this around with my friends? And I'm talking about the Cowboys. There's famous stories of people go looking at quarterbacks and saying, okay, if you want every dollar that's nailed down, here are the guys who got to drive to the airport because they're not coming back. What's the ripple effect to this?
So, again, we're going to wait on the final details of this contract structure. Again, I can tell you it's $126 million in guaranteed money. But really the point of all this was Dak Prescott at $37.7 million on the franchise tag would have taken up far too much cap room for the Cowboys to put together a championship caliber roster. That wasn't Dak Prescott's fault. That was the Dallas Cowboys' fault. And, of course, the circumstances surrounding this upcoming NFL season, the salary cap, of course, after all of COVID-19. So what the ripple effects are for the Cowboys, it's that he's going to have a much lower cap number. We don't know exactly what it's going to be. Obviously, he's going to have a massive signing bonus with this deal. He's going to get paid a lot of money. He's going to enjoy that direct deposit whenever it hits. But in terms of what his cap number in 2021 will be, I would have to imagine that it would seem low relative to how large of a contract he just got. So as you're chatting with buddies about what it means for the Dallas Cowboys, it essentially means that they have more room to work with under a lower salary cap in 2021, a number that we still don't yet know, but anticipate being around $185 million for 2021. And listen, the Dallas Cowboys still have plenty of holes. They have to figure out the safety position. I feel like I've been saying that now for about 2 or 3 years. They have to figure out and find some veteran defensive tackle help. They have to figure out what they're going to do at linebacker and add depth there. And look at their offensive line that started to show a little bit of age this past season. So they have places where they have to fill, and now that they have reached this long-term deal with Dak Prescott, again, it is only going to help the Dallas Cowboys put together a roster that can contend for the NFC.
Okay, how healthy is he, right? I mean, if I'm a Cowboy fan, all right, great, I got my guy, But last time I saw him, I couldn't even watch, and I was sitting next to you. And, I mean, like, this was not great. What do we know about how healthy he is?
Everything that we have heard, and it's a very fair question, PK, everything that we have heard about Dak Prescott from that injury is that he is right on schedule, if not ahead of schedule. And those were the early reports that we had, really dating back to late 2020 into early 2021. And we're going to hear from Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys, Mike McCarthy, and I'm certain Jerry Jones. If there's a press conference involving the Dallas Cowboys quarterback, you better believe Jerry Jones will be a part of it, whether he has to be on Zoom or whether he has to go wherever he has to go. So we're going to hear from all those parties later this week, probably on Wednesday, I believe is what the Dallas Cowboys said. And so we'll have far more answers to that. But as recently as about a month ago, the last update that we got on Dak Prescott, he was going to be ready for training camp. If and when training camp starts on time, we still have to figure out all of those things. But by late July, he should be a full go.
All right, finally, what's the lesson here, right? When Le'Veon Bell sat out a year, there was a lesson for future players. Other guys, there's been a lesson, when people say, okay, next time around, I got to remember this. What's the lesson here for future players?
It's easy right now to look at Dak Prescott being paid as the second highest paid quarterback really in NFL history, according to these current numbers that we have, and say, listen, kids, always bet on yourself. Well, sometimes that doesn't work, and he was in a very unique position with his leverage where the injury almost didn't matter. He was able to sustain that injury, miss the rest of the season, and still get paid as handsomely as he did. So, listen, it's always in negotiations. It's about what you have a stomach for. And Dak Prescott went into about this time last year saying, you know what? I'll play on the franchise tag if you guys want me to, but I'm not going to sign away my entire 20s and into my 30s to play at what very soon will be a discounted rate. What the Dallas Cowboys should have realized 2 years ago, especially as someone like Jared Goff was getting his long-term deal from the Los Angeles Rams, was, listen, we have a guy, we've been getting him cheap for a little while. We don't want to be in a position in a year or two from now where we're doing this dance and it's going to cost us more. And so when you believe in your guy, when you have one of those fantastic quarterbacks, and frankly, there aren't 32 fantastic quarterbacks alive today who can do it, you go pay that man, and you pay him as soon as you can, because that deal is going to look better and better so long as his trajectory continues to trend up. And listen, Dak Prescott's was in 2019. It continued into 2020. And even with the injury, the fact that he has been able to get paid in this way, truly remarkable. It's a fantastic deal again for Dak Prescott, and really a deal that the Cowboys absolutely had to make, because guys like Dak Prescott aren't falling off trees.
Well done. Excellent job. Mamas let your babies grow up to be Cowboys. I'm thinking more Cowboy quarterbacks, the way they get paid here. That's what you want to be. Dak Prescott, cha-ching. As you said, he's going to love that direct deposit when that comes in. You'll be waiting for that alert. There you go. Cowboys, last season, you see there on offense. Look, there's another side of this too, though. Dak Prescott against teams 500 or below in his career, 31-5. A team that finishes over 500, he's 6-20 with an interception and touchdown ratio that is the same. And the guy has won one playoff game in his career. There is a very positive story to tell, but now the expectations are you better deliver because you're getting the big check.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.